Hello, my name is Father Charlie Bouchard, and I'm here to offer you a brief word of hope for September 20th, 2023. You know, the reading from the Gospel today I've always found to be a little bit curious and hard to understand. It's a story about these kids playing in the marketplace, probably literally out in the street, and some of them are trying to persuade others to get involved in the game they're playing. And for some reason, which the gospel doesn't explain, these other kids simply don't want to do that. They're not responding to the invitation. It could be that they are just bored with these games. It could be that they're tired and want to go home. It could be that they're preoccupied with something else and simply want to go do that instead. And you know, sometimes if we look at it just as a story about kids' games, it's going to be hard for us to relate to. I often find kids' stories difficult to relate to. I think, okay, I'm a grown up here. Can we talk in adult language? But I think there's a way in which we can look at this gospel story, especially if we see the game as kind of a metaphor for either our involvement in the life of the church or for our involvement in our political life. Because in both cases, these kinds of life are invitations to us. They offer invitations to be either more actively a part of the church or more actively a part of our political life, which we as Christians, as Catholics, believe is really building up the reign of God by creating more justice, more equity, more opportunity, and a more adequate share of the world's resources. So each of us could really see this story as representing the call that we receive when somebody is saying to us, are you adequately involved in the life of the church? Won't you come and be more a part of this? Live your own discipleship. Or we could say, I am not very involved in politics, in social justice, and the things that are going around me. And we could hear somebody saying to us, no, it's part of your discipleship, part of your baptismal call to be engaged not just in the church, but in the life of the world, because we try to shape the world into something that is a vision of the gospel and of the life to come. And so I think that perhaps this gospel today gives us a chance, even if we're not children, and even if these things are not really games, to get more involved and to hear the call that is part of our own baptismal vocation to participate fully in the life that we have. You know, there are many politicians and many citizens today who see politics as mainly a game. We don't want to get too literal about it. And there are others who don't participate in political or church life just because they don't think it's worth it. You know, nothing's going to change anyway. But I think that is a temptation we need to avoid. And as we hear this today, and as we know that there are sad parts of church life as well as happy parts, that there are sad songs in political life as well as happy songs, we are called to be involved and to respond to this call to participate. So I invite you today to reflect on your own level of participation in the many lives of which you are part, and to ask God to make that call more clear to you and to give you the grace to respond to it fully.